Again this evening at 5 o'clock with breaking news from the border where a large group of migrants have gathered.
The group on the U.S. side of the border between the barrier walls, and our Salvador Rivera starts us off from San Ysidro with what we're learning about this situation playing out in front of our eyes. Sal.
Kathleen, you'll see a Border Patrol agent trying to keep the order, try to organize the migrants, about 50 to 60 of them. They've been crowding around the Border Patrol units, trying to get inside. Their goal is to get apprehended and be taken to a Border Patrol station so they can start their asylum process. Most of these migrants, from what they were telling me, they've been here 4 to 5 days between the two border barriers. And again, they've been waiting, hoping to get picked up. Border Patrol was telling me that just don't have the space at Border Patrol stations to take the migrants to where they can start the processing the migrants. So in the meantime, they've been camping out between the two border barriers here near Monument Road and Dairy Mart, about 1.5 miles from the east of the San Ysidro port of entry. You might be able to hear the loudspeaker as Border Patrol agents are trying to keep the order, trying to keep the migrants lined up so they can patiently wait their turn. But again, they can't take everybody. When we got here about an hour ago, there were anywhere from 50 to 60 of the migrants who had climbed or actually come underneath the first border barrier through a drainage pipe system that is in place, and they come here and they've been waiting again to get picked up. But Border Patrol agents can't take everybody because again, they just don't have the room at Border Patrol stations. So it's been a little bit chaotic here in the last 10-15 minutes as the migrants are getting anxious, trying to get into one of the vans so they can get started with the process, their asylum process. And this started this week. There's been some reports in the Spanish language media about what's called expedited asylum, something that the Biden administration is supposed to be launching here in the coming weeks. But the report stated that it was going to begin this week. And what that means is that once a migrant gets picked up and taken to a Border Patrol station, they would get processed or begin their asylum case within 72 hours. They would get an interview and get started with their asylum case and then be let go within 72 hours, be sent to a sponsor or a family member within the United States. So that's why there's suddenly been a rush of people coming to the border, not just here in San Ysidro, but this is also happening in places like El Paso, Texas, with Juarez on the south side in Mexico. Here, as you can see, the Border Patrol units have left, and these migrants will have to remain in place. They are here basically without any food or water, trying to camp out and wait, hoping to get picked up by an agent soon. So again, they can begin that asylum process and maybe be able to stay in the United States. For now, we're live here in San Ysidro. Salvador Rivera, Fox 5 News.
And Sal, we also know that President Biden signed, after congressional action, an end to the COVID national emergency on Monday, which also would end a Trump-era policy of Title 42. Does that have any impact on what we're seeing right now as well in terms of immigration?
Title 42 has not ended, but this could be a prelude of what will happen when Title 42, and what that is, there's migrants from certain countries. Once they're picked up, they get expelled from the country right away, and they don't get a chance to ask for asylum. But if that goes away, somebody comes over the border, gets apprehended, and they'll be able to get a chance to ask for asylum. So that is, it's not happening because of what President Biden has done in the last few weeks, but this is something that will likely take place when Title 42 does go away. And these are migrants from Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Somalia. And these are from the folks that I talked to earlier. That's what they were telling me, that that's their country of origin. And they got to this place by paying somebody from a cartel up above on the Mexican side to allow them to come through the ditch and get as far as this point between the two barriers.
All right, something we've been talking about for a long time, certainly, Sal. It's incredible to see it playing out right in front of our eyes live, and those folks at this point continue to wait. Our Salvador Rivera at the border, thank you very much for bringing us that story as we learn more and watch it play out in front of us.